Good afternoon, champions. So, hoping you're still having a great week. So, welcome to our today's session. So, today we are going to look at US 30, then you're going to look at GBP then we finish up our analysis with USD JPY. So, I will start with US 30. So this week has not been very, let me say for the case of Monday and Tuesday, I was in the reds. But hopefully today, I'm hoping that I'm going to get something out of the market and I will be able to get back on my feet. So this is US 30 for you. US 30 has been moving. We have been having a general move to the upside, and that is an uptrend as you can see. So US 30 has been a little bit tricky, especially on predicting its future movement. For the case of US 30, we don't have previous charts that have been there. So it is a new thing. They are usually creating new patterns every day. That's why it is a little bit hard. So you must be very careful, especially when you are trading US 30. So just kickstart US 30 from the 4 hourly, I mean the 4 hour time frame, because it is at the 4 hour time frame that we are able to see patterns that we are able to predict for. So from the 4 hourly time frame, you can see that we have got a general uptrend. So this is a general uptrend you can see here. So, and then this uptrend has been characterized by several touches on these two trend lines. So you've got trend line on this side and also the trend line on this other side that is here. And now in between this trend line, you can see that we have got significant patterns. Like you can see here, we had a move to the upside, then we had a move to the downside, then an upside again, and currently we are settling in at a point of consolidation here, where the markets are moving in between the point of resistance and also the point of support. So let me just move directly to the hourly time frame. Now, from the hourly time frame, you can see, as I've said earlier, we are in between a point of consolidation. So you can see that this is a very strong point of consolidation that we are having here, where the markets are moving in between. So the markets are moving in between this point of resistance and also this point of support that is below here. You can see that I think last week we are at this particular point here, where I was expecting that the markets were going to move from, they were at this point. I had taken a sell trade in this point here, and I was expecting that since Friday usually markets are a little bit volatile, so I was expecting that the markets were going to come down to this point here and make a break out to the downside, that is, and come to these levels here, but that did not happen. When the market became volatile, the market tend to move to the upside, and they moved from this point. After touching this trend line, the market immediately moved to the upside to these new levels. And now, from when the market opened on Monday, you can see that the markets have been moving in between this consolidation. So the market have been moving from this point here, moving to this lower point, creating a sort of M shape. And when we came to this point of support, made a little breakout, which again was a kind of a false breakout, because I was expecting that the markets were going to break this trend line here, move below here, so that it can be a clear signal that the market are prepared now to move to this point of support. But that again did not happen. We had another move to the upside here, where we had a breakout to this point of support and move further to the upside to this point of resistance. Now, from yesterday, we have been moving in between. So we have been having movement between this point of support, this point of resistance. Today, we have experienced a move to the downside to these positions here, and the market have been moving in between here. And now, currently, we are settling in to this point of resistance that is here. So I'm expecting that the markets are going to move to this lower point here, to this point of support here. That's why you can see this is an active trade that I'm having currently. I'm just risking 37 pips for a total reward of 108 pips. Since it is, the markets are not really making position or significant distance, that's why you have to capitalize on the small moves that the market are giving you. So the only thing that I change usually when it comes to small movement that I usually made in the market, especially when it comes to US 30, I change the lot size. I tend to use a higher lot size mainly to capitalize on this market. So with US 30, it is easier for you to use a lot size of maybe 0.110, because at this point now I'll be risking 370 for a total reward of 1080. So that is it when it comes to US 30. Now I'd like us to look at the GBP card. Now, when it comes to GBP is another kind of tricky pair to say that when it comes to trading, you must be very careful. So you can see that we are having a general. Let me just start from the 4 hourly time frame so that you can be able to understand. So currently we are having an upward trend. You can see this is a general upward trend, but then this upward trend has been characterized by moves between this trend line, that is the trend line above, and also the trend line that is below here. And you can see that when we had a touch at this point, the market moved generally to the upside, made a touch to this trend line that is above here, moved to the downside, made a breakout in this trend line here, came to this point of support, and then further moved to this point of resistance here and came down again. So for several times you have been experiencing this double triangle. So I'm currently in this trade, so let me move to the hourly time frames so that you can be able to see. So I'm currently on this trade, so I am expecting that the markets are going to give me the same movement that they have made previously. Remember, this is a very strong point of support. This point here, you can see that this is a very strong point of support. So at this point, so at this point here, you can see that when the market made a touch to these areas here, the market moved to the upside. That is, so the market moved from, you can see that they came to this point here, moved to this lower point here, then made just a retest to this point of support, then it moved higher to these new levels here, and then the markets moved to the downside, made head and shoulders, came down to this point of support and made another touch to this point of support again, and then moved to the upside, came back to this point of support, then moved to the upside again, and then came back to this point of support that is here. So I'm currently expecting that the markets are going to move from their current market position, that is, so I'm expecting that the markets are going to move from their current market position, that is at this point, and they are going to move to highs to these new levels that are here for me to be able to take in some profits. That is, so currently the markets, hopefully, because it is a very strong point of support, so I'm expecting that we are going to have some small movement or some small consolidation in this point of support before markets move further to the upside. That is, so in this trade, I am risking 200 pips for a total reward of 700 pips. So currently, I'm just waiting to see how the markets are going to play out. So finally, let us finish up with the trade on the USDJPY. So on USDJPY, let me start from the 4 hour time frame. So as you can see from the 4 hour time frame, we have got we had so we are generally we are moving on a downward trend. You can see that this is a downward trend, but then inside this downward trend, you can see that the markets are moving in between this trend line that is here and also this trend line that is below here. And now inside this downward trend, we have got kind of an upward movement. That is, you can see that here we have got a movement, that is a move to the upside, that is at this particular point. And you can see that the markets tend to respect this particular trend line that here. So you can see that this trend line that is above here, the markets tend to respect it, that they came below here. The same you can see the same movement has also been made to this point here. You can see that this the markets are preparing themselves to move toward the downside to these new levels that are here. So that is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting that the markets are going to respect this particular trend line that is here. So moving into the 1 hour time frame, Now, in the 1 hour time frame, I'm expecting that the markets are going to move from their current market position, that is at this point, to move to the downside to these new levels that are here to touch this point of support that is here. So that is all that I had for you for today. So do continue having a great week, and may the peeps always be with you.